Hey Raimee, it's Mimi again, and this is our last recipe for Thanksgiving 2019. Today, right now, I'm going to share Grandma's dressing. Now that's a big deal. Some people call it dressing, some people call it stuffing. Just depends on where you're from. But we're going to talk about Grandma's dressing. Now it's very simple, it's not hard, it's just a lot of stuff. So Grandma likes to get this sweet yellow cornbread mix. It's Martha White sweet yellow cornbread mix. I only made 2 of them, and I made these last night, and there they are. And I crumbled them up, and I put them in a Ziploc bag. So we're going to use that, and we're going to also use, let me get my little thing, chicken gizzards. Chicken gizzards. Oh, they're still in the refrigerator. I did those yesterday. I see them somewhere. Here we are. Chicken gizzards, and then I chop them all up. You just boil them and you chop them all up, and it looks like this. Looks like this. Oops, just like that. So they're nice and chopped and ready to go. Then you're gonna have cream of mushroom soup. Super simple. Cream of mushroom, I've already opened it, and the cream of chicken. This is the family size, not the little baby size, but the family size. Okay. Then we're going to have the chicken broth. I buy H-E-B chicken broth. Chicken broth is chicken broth. And that's going to help make it moist and tender. And now we're going to go into the chopping. You know, the chopping is the big deal. And you were helping Grandma 8 years ago chop these veggies. So she would do celery, green onions, and bell pepper. This is a celery stalk. So she uses about three or four, and I've already done some, so I'm going to go ahead, and the way I do it is I just go down the middle and then I chop them together. I got the clean celery. Some people like to get the fresh celery, but then you got to pull all the hair off of on the end, but I always get the clean, save me a little time. So I'll just chop this up, and then once you get that done, you throw it in with all your other chopped stuff. And we're going to one more bell pepper. I've already started on the bell pepper. Let me put this in here. Bell pepper. Now this is celery. Now let's get started on the bell pepper. This is a bell pepper. This is a bell pepper. So it's a green bell pepper. Sometimes it comes in red, yellow, different colors, but this is a green bell pepper. And always have a bowl to put all your excess stuff in so it doesn't lay all over your counter. And notice that I turned it upside down so it makes it easier to chop. And you kind of press down on it. Be careful with your fingers. Don't want to get those all smashed. You go around like this. Okay. All right. I'm going to do one more because I already had one in there. I'm going to save the other one for later. Some of those high-paying chefs, they go through here like crazy. Don't you try to do that. You'll lose a finger. So just take your time. Make sure your knives are clean and sharp. I'm going to save that for later. Alright, so there goes in that. Then this is green onion. So we're going to do a little bit of green onion. Now I'm going to save us some time and do them all together. You can use scissors, but I like to use a knife. Just a little bit of green onion. Some people call them leeks. I don't know why they do that, but either way, here we go. Let me do a little bit on this more too, a little bit more on this one. All right. So we have celery, onion, and bell pepper. Okay, I'm gonna mix. Now see this cornbread? The reason I put it in a bag is so you can crumble it all up all at one time. You don't have to get your hands all dirty and all that stuff. See how that's working? to get it nice and crumbly. There's enough air in there to keep it popping. So you fix your gizzards the night before. You fix your cornbread the night before. So all you gotta do is mix all this stuff together. See? Isn't that nice? There's a few big pieces here. And see, this is a big pan. This is a really big pan, but I don't know how much this is going to make, so I'm going to put it in here to mix, and then I'm going to put it in a baking dish, okay? And in that baking dish, you're going to want to spray it with Pam butter. So let me go ahead and get my baking dish so that way you'll know. This is a good size dressing because a lot of times you have a lot of leftover dressing. So you give this a good shake. And then you put it in. You just kind of, so it doesn't stick. Always get the butter kind. But I'm going to mix it all in here. Because you need a big place to stir all this stuff up. See? Now, Grandma was really big about seasoned croutons. She got 2 or 3 bags and would crunch them all up. But in our modern age, we have herbal seasoned stuffing. So I'm just going to use this. So I don't have to crush all those up. This is already pretty much crushed. So I'm just going to put it in here. See, they're already baby croutons, so about the same amount, half of that. Pretty awesome, huh? Let me get my spoon. Where's my spoon? Here it is. See? See how I mixed them all up? I'm going to go ahead and put our gizzards. I don't know what they call it. You use gizzards for giblet gravy, but it's gizzards. Chicken gizzards are different than turkey gizzards. I know when you cook a turkey, all that stuff is in there, but this comes with it. This is chicken gizzards. Don't use turkey gizzards. You can if you want to, but you're taking your life in your own hands. I don't know what that tastes like. So here we go. Do you see how it's mixing up? I'm getting some of the big pieces and cutting them up. I think that's a pretty... Do you think we need to put any more stuffing anywhere?
Can you use a pair of clean hands to mix it?
You can, but I don't want to because I don't want to get my rings all messed up. So I would not advise that unless you're for certain that your hands are clean.
With plastic gloves.
Or plastic gloves, but that's kind of, yeah. So this is one family size 20.6 ounce of cream of mushroom. Okay? Then we're going to do one same size, family size. These are basically maybe 2 of the smaller cans, individual cans. Gonna mix this up. Mix this all up like this. I'm just kind of combining them because in a minute we're gonna dump all that chopped stuff in here. Here's all the chopped stuff. And we can't forget pimentos. These are pimentos. Diced pimentos. A little bitty jar. And this is, what's the size on that? I can't even tell. Oh, it's little. Oh, there it is, 4 ounces. So we're going to have to drain this. And this might be hard. I think it is. So if that happens, Raimee, if you can't open something, you get your can opener. And see this little hooky thing right here? It'll create enough suction. Do you see that? And it popped it open. Now it's easy to open. So you don't have to go looking for a man. Try to help you out with that. You can do it yourself if you have a can opener. See how I'm draining all this? Now holding it in there, okay? Then we're gonna dump these in here, okay? All right, then we're gonna give that a good stir. See how pretty it is?
I guess Angela and Raimee can team up and one can do one to the other.
Right.
Yeah.
But this video is my Christmas gift to Raimee. See how pretty it's coming out? We haven't put in the broth yet, or the broth yet, or the poultry seasoning. We gotta have poultry seasoning. This is so awesome, Raimee. A lot of people like to put eggs in their dressing. I'm not too much on the egg dressing type thing because it takes forever to bake in the oven, and this doesn't take that long, about 40 minutes at 350. And I'm going to send you the recipe. This is Grandma's personal recipe, so you can keep
Not you, but for great grandma.
your great grandma, Grandma Cecilia. Grandma Cecilia. See, and it's mixing up really nice. Doesn't that look good? Everything in here is already cooked. Everything in here is already ready for consumption. You just have to kind of brown it a little bit. Now we're going to put some, this is called poultry seasoning. It's really yummy. Okay? So we're going to throw that in there a little bit. It's going to give it a good flavor. Now we're going to add salt and pepper. Here's our pepper. And then here's our salt.
Just a little bit.
Just a tad of salt. This is sea salt, so it's good for you. Okay, I think we've added everything in here. Let me go redo my thing here. Salt, pepper, butter. When we get done with all this, we're going to drizzle butter before we put it in the oven, just to give it extra moisture. But we've got in here the cornbread mix, the seasoned croutons, the chicken gizzards, the mushroom soup, the chicken soup, chicken broth we're about to do, bell pepper, celery, green onion, pimentos, poultry. We're good. So in a minute, once we put it all into our baking dish, we're going to bake it at 375 for 45 minutes.
On the butter, is it margarine or real butter?
I like real butter. If you're going to cook with real butter.
And do you melt it before you pour it on there?
No, I just kind of cut it. I'm going to show you how in a minute. I like this type of butter. This butter right here. It is already salted and has a great flavor. So I'm going to show you in a minute, okay? So we put that all in there. Oh, let's do a little chicken broth. And the chicken broth is just enough to give it some moisture. You don't want too soupy. Just a little bit. Because remember, we're going to add butter in a minute. See?
How do you know how much cornbread to bake?
It's 2 packages. I did 2 packages of this. 2 packages. And then, but on this it'll tell you. how much, but I use 2 packages, about 4 stalks of that, and
Okay.
1 can of each of that. And so I think we're pretty good on all. I could add a little bit. See how nice and moist it is? But it'll make it runny. So, and we've already prepared our baking dish. So I'm gonna put this over here. And then we're gonna put pats of butter on top. Because you don't want it to be too soggy. Because then you're eating mush.
Or too dry.
Or too dry, but you can tell it's very moist.
But the heat won't dry it up.
Now that's why we're going to put butter on top. And we're also going to put another drizzle of broth on top. So it can go down deep. I'm packing it in. It's not hard, it's just a lot of stuff. Just a lot of steps. See, I'm making it nice and even. And those gizzards were just 1 package of chicken gizzards. Doesn't it look pretty? The colors, so very pretty, very Christmassy. Okay, we just need a little bit more. I think this is a good size for a family. Any more than you're gonna have leftover dressing. So this is a good
You might
size.
still have some left over.
I think we're gonna have some left over, but it's not like this size pan. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't it look good? Now, what I'm gonna do, Raimee, see this little thing? I'm gonna go through here and make, I'm drilling. So when I pour the broth, it'll go to the bottom, okay? It won't sit on the top. So very slowly, we're gonna add a little bit. See? And it absorbed it. Now, we're just gonna add a little bit of butter pats through that. And this will be ready to bake. Takes 1 hour for it to bake. 45 minutes to an hour. This is a lot of butter, but it's going to be yummy. Oh, I have 2 of them. Oh, it got stuck. That one got stuck. Okay. And that's it. I'm going to put a foil on it and let it cook for about 30 minutes at, what did I say, 450 or 375. So that it'll cook from the inside. And then I'm going to remove the foil for the last 15 minutes so it can be brown and crispy on the outside. Okay, that is Grandma Cecilia's fabulous dressing. I love you, Raimee.